Greetings and welcome to the RC Wall Vacuum channel. Today's video is going to be part one of a two-part series where I'm going to put the Everlast PowerTIG 250EX through its paces, building a roll cage, an aluminum roll cage for the Kraken Vekta 5, and I'm going to be able to house the 50cc in there. So this video, the part one, is going to be, I'm going to go over some of the fabrication and a little bit of the machining. I'm going to go into this. And part two, I will finish up the the welding on it, and make up the side panels out of some thin gauge aluminum, and then I'll load it up in the Ranger and take it up and see how long it takes to roll it. Shouldn't be long, and see how it holds up. Let's take a look at this. So on this roll cage versus the Rovin, I decided to go through and do as many bends as possible and cut down a number of welding. With the Rovin, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, so I just started cutting pieces and started putting it together. This way I had a little more of a plan. And so I got the basic shapes in there now, and I got to finish putting that together, and I put all the bracing in there and the mounts and things like that, and the covers. And I'm putting an aluminum sheet on for the covers, I believe, anyhow. So the Everlast welder, I'm really happy with that. It makes this makes this an enjoyable job versus a very frustrating job with when you got a good operating welder. So, like I said before, I have nothing to do with the company. It's just I like the equipment. So, but I do recommend if you're looking to get yourself a nice TIG welder, it's definitely a good option right there. So let's get this thing over on the bench, and I got a couple more welds I got to do on this basic core shape here, and then the bracing's going to go in there, and I'll start doing some machining to make the mounts to mount it. It's going to be a pin style like the old traditional. Push the cover down and put the hitch pin clips in there to hold in place. I don't know, that seems to work so good. There's so many different mounts. I've definitely not really been all that thrilled with the way this Vekta mounts. And not to mention it just can't hold up to the weight with the 50cc in there, and just the vehicle itself's weight. Just the stock roll cage leaves a little bit to be desired. Now I realize I got to do this stuff under budget. And, you know, fit it into a budget and make it a reasonable cost. So, but it would be nice if these companies would offer, you know, some options to get these kind of the metal roll cages. But then again, it leaves yahoos like me something to do. Anyhow, let's take it over to the table and start welding. So fast forwarding a little bit, I got the main frame welded up now, other than all the gusseting, and I'm working on putting the mounts in here. So I had several priorities on this thing, and one of them was for sure that I wanted it to not interfere with the chassis, or not to modify the chassis or make any new holes in the chassis. And so I've been able to do that. So let's take a look at how the mounts work. So this is a front mount. So it's made up of a section of T-channel and some flat aluminum stock, and bent to, I don't know, it's a 10-15 degree angle. And it just uses the existing mounting holes for the old Kraken roll cage. So it just sets back in here. No new holes got drilled, and there'll be a couple pegs coming up off of there, which I'll go over in a couple of minutes. The rear row is a little more involved. Like I had mentioned, I didn't want to modify the chassis anyway. So the old Kraken had a couple of mounts, plastic mounts coming up there. If anyone familiar with these Krakens knows it, and probably don't like it either. But anyhow, so I just got this piece in here, T-channel, and more of that plate, and cut some slots in there to drop the plate in place, and that'll be all welded in there. And then it sits on this main bar, this main crossbar. And then I'm reusing those holes there, and this plate here is drilled and tapped, so I just got to finish tapping that, and then I'll weld all that up in there. And then the same thing, this will sit, once that's sitting straight like that, there will be a couple pegs coming up off of there that the roll cage will attach to. So now on the roll cage itself, I just got a piece of 3/4 inch aluminum, it's 1/8 inch wall. Cut some grooves in the ends there and brought it in, twisted it in, locked it in place and welded it, and then the holes will come up through here, and this is where I'll be pinning it. And up here in the front, be a similar setup. except I'm using plate, and the plate will get welded down in between there on either side, and then the pins will come through up there. So that's basically the mount. So this is the material I'm going to be using to make the post, put the hitch pin clips through. So let's head over to the lathe and make up some of these. So the next step is I got to take in, I'm going to pull these plates off here, and I got the holes drilled through there, this already. I just got to run the tap through there, and then I'm going to put it all back together and bolt it in place, and I'm going to tack this assembly on the vehicle because I just don't trust not doing it on there. It's just too much potential for twisting. We'll get it tacked together, and we'll get that welded up. So let's bolt it up and ready to go now. Probably welding next to a tank full of 110 octane fuel is not the best idea, but I got to get it covered up somehow. It's going to be tacking with a TIG that shouldn't spark. If it's sparking, I'm doing something wrong. So let's get this going. So the front mount for the roll cage is set in there right now. I'm just going to go ahead and weld that up. So it's pinned in place now, and I think it seemed to work out pretty decent in there. That's how the front's going to be. And then, of course, there'll be sheet body panels going over top that, so you won't be even seeing that. Back here, this will be all opened up. And this get clipped in place. It will be gusseting in there and stuff like that, but that's the gist of it for now. This will wrap up this video. And then the next video, I'll put the gusseting in it and put the body panels on and take it up for a test roll. So in the meantime, thanks for watching.